Hey, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the second episode. I'm just kidding. The first episode.
Second episode.
Just me even. First episode of the Two Broke Gamers podcast. Where in this podcast we just talk about, mostly gaming related stuff. But might get off on a tangent about some other stuff. But first episode of the Two Broke Gamers podcast. Alongside me is Ryder. You know him from
That's
Pickups
me.
videos. You know him. He's in like every video. So. Just the way it goes. But yeah, so we're gonna try and start a weekly podcast here to just kind of vent, rant, talk about games for about roughly an hour and a half, and upload it. So as of right now, we're going audio only, and we're gonna see about maybe getting it on Spotify, because regardless of how many people listen, I mean, it doesn't cost anything to put it on these platforms, so do that. But without further ado. Actually start talking about some games or something about this podcast instead of just rambling on about nothing.
What are we talking about here? Talking about games, huh?
Yeah, I would definitely say that's what this is about. Yes, correct.
Where are we going with topics? You start. You
Yeah,
pick some topics.
So we're ending April. Where April's almost over. So I wanted to it is literally the last day of April. Kind of summarize some games that released this month. There's a few in there that are pretty big.
What even released this month?
Well, we can start. I'm not gonna go through all of them, but really just the ones that stand out. Early April we got the new Lego Star Wars game.
Oh yeah.
That I picked that up, and it's a really fun game. I haven't gotten too far. Well, I've gotten through half the game. I'm halfway through the game. Starting with New Hope, I believe. Starting chronological order or release. Release order.
Yeah, we release. Yeah.
So that's how I'm doing that. Definitely.
You beat it yet?
No, I just said I'm halfway through the game. Is this how this is gonna go? Is this what this is gonna be?
Wait,
Jesus Christ.
when you say halfway through, where are you at? So you're on like
I'm on
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, something like that. Episode 2.
Yeah, I guess that's Attack of the Clones. You didn't do Revenge of the Sith, right?
No.
What's the fourth one? What's the other one?
Dude,
I
don't know.
Phantom Menace?
I have no clue.
Yeah,
I don't know that. Like, I'm not too big on Star Wars, so
I've seen them all. So I've seen it. That's a lie, by the way.
Yeah,
I've seen exactly 0 Star Wars. The only thing I've seen was the end of wait, the Phantom Menace. Isn't that? No, wait a minute.
Anyway, this is a gaming podcast. We're talking about games.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Now
so
we're talking
Lego
about
Star Wars came out.
I'm just messing around. But yeah, Lego Star Wars. It's definitely in contention of being one of the best, if not the best, Lego Star Wars or Lego game ever made. Like the voice acting and the animations and everything about it, and the gameplay switching up to like a more over-the-shoulder view and whatnot. I think it's they've definitely got a good thing going for it. If this is how Lego games are gonna, go from now on. So I'm the only one that's played it out of us two, but he's seen it be played.
Yeah, I've seen it play. It looks really good. This game I would obviously love to pick up eventually. Not in the forefront of my thoughts though.
Yeah.
I'm like, gotta get it now. I can wait. I've got plenty of other Lego games I need to play before that anyway. I've never played, Batman's. Never played the Batman's. Never played Lord of the Rings, like Where the Hobbits. Never played like Jurassic Park, which who the hell bought those ones anyway? It sucks.
I don't know. Apparently, Lego Jurassic Parks aren't bad.
Oh really?
I don't know if there's a bad Lego game. I'll be honest.
Well, when you get to like the PS1 games might not be the best, like Lego Underwater or whatever. I don't think that's a game. Don't they have like a racing game? They have a couple racing games, don't they? Like Lego Racers and stuff. Are they like just like Mario Kart ripoffs, pretty much?
Build your own.
They're all probably like okay.
Hey, build your own little Lego car and race it. You can build some absolute garbage looking thing.
You like build them like straight out like horizontal, where they just take up the whole track so nobody can pass you.
Yeah, totally. Anyway, That's definitely
Oh,
something
why
you can
not?
do. Yeah, gee, I
I mean,
wonder.
maybe this,
Uh,
build it with one block. It's a
yeah,
one by
I'm pretty sure
one
you can do that.
block.
I'm telling you, dude. You can build some weird shit. I guess after that, other MLB the Show. I mean, fucking
Who
cares.
cares
Uh,
about
think
MLB the
the
show?
only reason I wanted to bring up MLB the Show is because man, they showed. I think it was MLB the Show. They showed the Switch gameplay, and it was
Oh,
just
the
like
Switch one.
horrible,
Oh, it was
so
horrible.
bad.
Yeah.
So that's just like that was just kind of embarrassing that
So
they
if you
even
get
showed
MLB
that.
the show, get it on Switch because it's the best version to play.
Honestly, it might be the best version to play because at least instead of actually playing through just a shitty baseball game, you can make fun of how bad it is. So it might actually be more enjoyable that way.
Who the hell plays MLB games? Who the hell is playing baseball games?
Ah,
Like who's looking like every year like can't wait for
there's a
MLB the
market.
show, can't wait for the bigs.
Yeah, there's people. Yeah, they're actual gamers. We're not. Uh, the next big one after that would be the Chrono Cross Radical Dreamers edition coming
Oh,
out.
Chrono Cross. Out
Got
of the
that?
two of us, on the I know you played a little bit of that, didn't
Yeah.
you? I did not play the remake or the remaster. I guess it's more of a remaster. I played the game originally about maybe 6, 7 years ago, and by play I mean I played like 10 hours maybe. I didn't get very far. Um, Game I'm going to eventually get back to. I promise.
Yeah.
Promise you fans out there. I want to get back to Chrono Cross. I know it's a legendary game. Everybody knows. Everybody's played it, and
One of the most controversial
right,
games.
it is a very controversial game because people hate it because it's. I don't know why. Other than it has the name Chrono and it like has nothing to do with Chrono Trigger. It's like not an
Yeah.
actual sequel. Like very vague. There's actually like barely anything that ties to Chrono Trigger. Um, Otherwise, I heard that the characters and stories is like really good in this game. Why don't you make mention? Because you mentioned I don't know if you played it after, but the last time you mentioned that game, you said you weren't feeling the combat.
What? No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. The last time we talked, not the last time we talked, but the last time you mentioned it, you said I don't know. You said the first time you were like, I think I'm getting the hang of the combat and I understand it. Then the next time you're like, I don't know, I'm not really liking the combat. That's what you said.
I only played it that one time.
What?
I didn't play
Did
it
I make
again
up a
after that.
conversation in my head?
I'm genuinely thinking you did. Because I just explained to you, I said, do you remember what the combat was like? And you're like, kind of, not really. And I just explained it. That's all I remember talking about the combat.
All right, well, I don't know what I'm talking about,
No,
bro.
I don't think.
I don't
I
know.
don't have a problem with the combat. I don't have a problem with anything. I just didn't get really far. And really what happened was I just didn't feel like playing it. No, nothing took
Yeah,
me away from it. I just immediately, for some reason, um, or not immediately, but for some reason it just after a little bit of playing, I was like, man, I kind of want to like play something else. I don't know. It's just,
yeah.
but Chrono Cross, it's a very controversial game in the sense that some people really like it, some people hate it. All that stuff. Gameplay reasons, yeah, and for what Ryder said about it being, everyone thinking it's like a sequel to Chrono Trigger, one of the regarded as one of the greatest games ever made. So it's a very up and down on that. Maybe one day I'll get around to finishing it, but
Maybe.
you got to be careful with the JRPGs because it, it it's such a weird genre in the sense where some people are like, oh, you just gotta it gets good 10 hours in. It's like, man, I don't that sounds terrible. Or I
If
feel
it
like
gets good
I
10
mean
hours
a
in.
game has to just grab you, and if it doesn't grab you, like you ever and I'm sure everybody's experienced this. You're excited to play a game. You picked up a game, whether it's new, whether it's old, and you're playing it. But after you put it down, you don't find yourself having the desire to pick it up again, and
Yeah,
that sucks.
I know that feeling.
So next
That
thing you know,
feeling
you
very
played it
well.
one time, and you're like, I don't feel like playing it again. And then you can force yourself, and you end up playing for 30 minutes, and you're done, and you might never come back to it. That's kind of where Chrono Cross felt. Was like it just didn't grab me. So I was like, I don't know. I haven't had a desire to play it again since. But uh, sometimes that bug will rebite you, and you'll just have this huge desire to play a game that you thought you didn't really like, and sure enough, you play all the way through it.
And that's the thing with games too. Like very often, if you're like just not in a good mood in general, like if, I don't know, maybe something like sad happens in your life, something like you break up with a girlfriend or something, and like you want to like try to get it out of your head, so you like pick up a game to play. But then like every time you play the game, you just tie to those shitty memories, and you can't enjoy the game. That's like sucks. So don't ever what?
No, it's
What are you
funny.
laughing
It's funny because that's what happened with me for For Honor. So I was just laughing, like
for?
thinking about it.
It's just you get like these games, you're like, I'm forcing myself to play this game right
Yeah.
now because I'm in a bad mood. Maybe it'll boost up my mood, and then you like play like hell. If I like would have like broke up with a girl, and then the first game I played after that, I'd play like Resident Evil 4 for the first time. Would it be as would I love it as much as I do now? Who knows? I might be like hating that game. Be like,
I,
this fucking game sucks.
I think the one thing that you have to worry about in a sense like that is you're on very little patience.
Yeah.
So one little thing, and you could just be done. It sends you. But it's just funny because the whole For Honor story. I'll tell it since I mentioned it. Ryder was over for it. Whenever For Honor launched back in like early 2017, I think it was like February 2017. Can't quite remember, but I was dating this girl, and For Honor came out, and I pre-ordered it on Steam, and it was or I was downloading after I pre-ordered it, and Ryder was over, and I was like, yeah, I'm downloading For Honor. I had it like my PC hooked up to my TV, my controller, and I was gonna play For Honor. And she messages me. She's like, hey, can we talk on the phone? Poor Ryder, leave him out, or I'll leave him for 2 hours talking on the phone, and then, we ended up breaking up on the phone, and I came in. I was like, whatever. I got a new game to play. Ryder over, whatever. It could be fine. Booted up For Honor, played like one match, never played it again. Just never played it again. And it's weird how much that like got to me. So I just didn't play it. So, For Honor, it's funny because For Honor still, I believe, has a lot of support for the game, and people have been playing it like crazy. And I've got like an hour playtime, but I never refunded it, so I technically still have it. But that was one of my less good purchases, I will say. Very
Yeah,
unlucky.
really sucks. Did you ever play Chivalry? Doesn't that play like
Yeah,
For Honor?
Chivalry to me is a lot better than For Honor
Oh, okay.
because For Honor you have to. I feel like For Honor is a game that you take a bit more serious because if I remember correctly, it's like 3-on-3 or 5-on-5. So it's very
Okay.
the one-on-ones are very like how do I word it? Like they're slower paced because you're trying to be more methodical and really care. Where Chivalry, it's like 100 on 100, and you're just swinging, trying to cut heads. You don't care if you die; it doesn't matter. You respawn. I don't think
Oh,
you
okay.
respawn in the main game modes like For Honor. So yeah,
That's a lot
Chivalry
more
is just
fun.
fun. Yeah, I guess you could take it serious, but whatever. But yeah,
You ever play
I just think Chivalry is a lot more fun for me.
you ever play Mountain Blade? Is that like the same thing?
No, I think Mountain Blade's a strategy game, is it not? Or am
Oh,
I
is it?
just
Oh, it
wrong?
might be. What,
I
like
could be
Banner
wrong.
Saga? It's like Banner
Yeah,
Saga. Is
I could
that
be
a strategy
wrong.
game? I don't even know.
No
I'm just
clue.
doing games.
I have a friend that loves Mountain Blade, but I don't know anything about it, so I could be completely wrong. But
It's
it
a
just,
PC game,
yeah,
right?
the way he
PC only.
talks about it, he's like, oh, they took over this section or this place, and I'm like, what does that mean? It sounds to me like
Ah,
it
dude.
literally sounds like Risk the way he talks
What was
about
that?
it.
What was that damn game that came out a couple years ago? It was like a not it was like an old chivalry-esque type game. Um, you had to like learn words. You had to like learn how to speak in the game.
I have
For some,
no clue.
it has the yellow case. It has the
The
yellow case.
yellow what system?
It was like PC, and then I think I ported to PS4 and Xbox One. I think so. What was it called? Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Oh, that
I think it has a
game.
yellow case, right? It has a yellow
I
case.
maybe, but I know what you're talking
Um,
about.
ever play that?
No,
Oh
it's
damn, me
more like an
neither.
open world RPG sandbox game.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like that Divinity Original Sin.
Yeah, Divinity Original Sin sucks though.
Yeah,
and I'll die
yeah.
on that
I
hill.
forgot. You played the second one though, right? You didn't play the
Yeah, I
first.
played Divinity Original Sin 2. Yeah, I hated it.
Yeah, because that game was like renowned when it came out. A lot of people loved it.
Man,
Those types of games, man, I just cannot. It like even like what's like what's a League of Legends, like what's that game called?
that's a
Like what's that,
MOBA.
like a MOBA? Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm like Master Dota 2. I forgot
Yeah, yeah.
my bad. I personally cannot like look at the screen and see all that's on the screen. It like blows my mind. Like I just can't I can't process what I'm looking at, and that's like Divinity Original Sin. Like you look at the screen, it's like there's like too much on the screen. I
Yeah,
don't know
like
what I'm
the
looking
HUD
at.
is just like a
Yeah,
mess.
yeah, you
Yeah,
got like all the things that you can use at the bottom. It's like
yeah. Divinity
screws
Original
with me,
Sin,
man.
man. I think that's a huge case of. I tried so hard to like it because the Steam reviews were overwhelmingly positive. Everyone's like,
Oh
"This
yeah,
game's
that
so
game
good,"
was like a
and I
masterpiece.
tried so hard to like it, and I had to give up. I had to just give up. And the same thing happened for me with Valheim. I
I don't know what that is.
Valheim is a game that it also got huge, and basically it's just like I'll keep it real simple. Go in, big open world sandbox, build your base, go beat bosses. Um, very Minecrafty, but doesn't look like Minecraft at all, of course. But just kind of like that, like a survival base builder. Um, but I tried to get into it, and I could not get into it. But I know that Valheim, if that were to ever come to say PlayStation, I think we could enjoy it. But
Okay.
for some reason, I just couldn't get into it, and that's another game where I tried so hard because people were like, "This game is so good. This game is so good." And I was like, "Man, I can't. I can't. I can't get into it." That always
That type of
sucks.
game that'll be like go to free for PSN, like 1 month. You'll
Yeah,
be like, oh
I
yeah,
wonder if
here you
it'll ever
go.
come to console. I'm not sure it's gonna come to console ever. I could be wrong.
Well, I never heard of it, so it might not be. A lot of people probably asking for it to be ported, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. I just know that the game is like overwhelmingly positive on Steam. It took over the world for a little bit. It was crazy. Like every streamer, I mean, they loved it. They loved the game. So I would love to maybe try it again someday, but I don't want to force myself into playing it again and just really not liking it. Um,
Yeah. What other games released this month?
so
A little off
really,
topic there.
for one that I like that we would know. Okay, well, the House of Dead remake came out on Switch. I don't know too much
House of Dead. Is
about
that the
that.
typing game?
No, House of Dead is it was a
That's-
it was a Dreamcast game. It was obviously an arcade game too, but it was on the Dreamcast, and it was like an on rail light gun game where you like use the actual gun, point at the TV, and shoot zombies.
don't you type?
No, what?
But is there not like a House of Dead where you like type
Well, there
words?
might be, but it's not
You know what I'm
this.
talking about? Where it's like
You might be thinking
it'll
of
be
like
like
typing of the dead or something. That
yeah,
might literally be
I
the
don't
name.
know,
This game
dude.
is
But
not like that
yeah,
at all. That game's
uh,
terrible. This game's enjoyable because you're like shooting and like using the
you're on
Joy-Cons
you're
and stuff.
an on rail shooter, man. Who the hell wants to play an on rail shooter?
Fucking anybody that's the people that love
50?
on rail shooters also qualify to live in 55 and up communities. But no,
They're old.
I played House of Dead on the Dreamcast when I was a kid, and I loved it. But I heard that this remake is really not good.
Oh,
I
really?
can't talk about why because I don't know. And again, you hear one person say it. I can't say that that does too much for me, but I was at a local shop I go to, and the guy was like, "Yeah, he loved House of Dead, but that version sucked for whatever reason."
How about that?
But regardless, you have to have a CRT to use those original guns, like on
Yeah.
Dreamcast. So for those that don't have that, I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's a viable game, but I could be wrong. So yeah, House of Dead, whatever. But I would say the biggest one that, and it just released yesterday, would be the Nintendo Switch Sports.
Oh, I released yesterday?
Yeah, it came out yesterday,
Oh, no clue.
and from what I heard, of course, the bowling's the best game in there. But
See that animation about bowling?
I did not. Wait a minute. What? Which one?
You know, the one brother.
The real rough one? Yeah, I sent it to you.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Yeah, that one's bad. Yes. Uh, um, but the one thing about this Nintendo Switch Sports is it has online, and apparently there's
Oh,
like
okay.
it's like a not a battle royale but pseudo battle royale where you could
What?
have like a bunch of people bowling, and like lowest score gets knocked out type situation. So it's
That's
like just like down to
fucked
one.
up.
Yeah, someone was a friend was telling me about it today. I thought that was pretty interesting. But I would say this month was like kind of whatever.
It sounds whatever by
It had the
that
Lego
list.
Star Wars and the Chrono Cross, which I think is probably the best. Um, as where like last month had like Kirby and like
Kirby was already a
Ghostwire.
month ago.
Yeah, Kirby was last month.
Oh my god.
Yeah, yeah, Kirby was
Jesus.
March 25th, I think. Same with Ghostwire Tokyo.
Oh yeah, because Kirby didn't like Kirby come out like a couple days after Elden Ring.
Well, the Elden Ring came out in February.
Oh. Yeah, so it was a couple days.
What? I'm looking it up. Now you got me.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
February
I don't
25th.
remember.
It came out. Kirby came out a month after. Not
That's
a
a
few
couple days. That's I didn't say a few. I said a couple.
A couple. What kind of relationships you in? Couples 30.
Oh, you don't want to know, brother.
I don't apparently. I really,
Yeah, I got
I really
30.
don't.
Oh shit. Hold up a second.
Okay. Well, anyway.
Got an issue.
While he's dealing with his issue, because I, keeping this non-edited, I want to keep it pure. While he's away, I want to talk about, um, you know, we all, people listening, we all, I'd assume, play games and whatnot. A topic that I really like to talk about is if you're a retro collector or if you're not a retro collector, whatever. Really, your thoughts on emulation. If you like, not if you like emulation, I guess, but if you're for it. Do you support emulation? Are you more of like, I want to play it on original hardware, I want to own the disc, I want to sit down and play it, the way it's meant to be played, or save your money, emulate it, and just play it that way, or. Because I know for me, I'm definitely not fully against emulation, but I'm more so on the side of I want to play games, physically own them and play them that way and stuff like that. So I just, it's something that I always like to talk about. If you're for emulation or not, it's definitely a cheap way to play.
Sorry about that. I'm
Just,
back. I had to quickly cater to the needs of one of my women.
yeah, he's lying. Anyway, but
What are you talking about?
while you were gone, I decided to bring up the topic of, if the people watching, obviously they play games and whatnot, if they're
Do you know?
if yeah, wild guess, if they're how they feel about emulation.
Oh,
If they're a
emulation.
physical collector, if they're a retro game collector in any capacity, would they rather, or are they comfortable with spending like $100 on a game to be able to bring it home, play it on their PlayStation or N64 and play it that way, or if you'd rather just save your money and emulate it for free
I see.
type of situation? Because I think it's a topic that's some people are. You got those people that are like, if you don't emulate, you're an idiot, and you got people that say like, if you emulate, that's dumb. So it's like I feel like you could, you'll always get a bunch of different views on that.
Like, in my opinion, I'll be honest here. If you emulate, you should go to jail. All right, let's be honest here. Are you not pirating these games?
Are you running the good
Huh?
cop bad cop scenario?
Why did you say you like emulation or something?
No, I didn't. I said I'm not like against.
You don't like
I'm not-
emulation, dude? Why you got a problem with emulation?
Yeah, I mean, I just said I'm not for it. Like, or like I don't
Okay.
necessarily 100% like don't not like it. I just
Here's where
I don't do it.
I'll hit you with my actual pick here. Here's where I sit, brothers. If you want to emulate, go ahead, dude. Go ahead. You can emulate. You can do what you want. I'll especially give you a break if you're emulating like Valkyrie profile because you don't feel like buying it. Right, it's understandable. You don't feel like spending $400+ on one game. Understandable. I understand. You can play it there, get it on your PC, just download it. Boom, right there. You can play it real quick. But Do not trash talk to people that are like me and Ray, who we just want to play on the original console, on the old school TVs, because that's to us, that is the absolute peak gaming experience.
Yeah.
Cannot be any better than that, at least to us.
Yeah.
You know, because I think games on like a CRT, like a nice PS1 game on a CRT, will look better than on a PC, in my opinion.
Well,
That's how like
it, it's funny you say that because I was just about to say, playing games the OG way, playing PS1 on a CRT, while it looks really good, it will look better emulated, but it's because it's not truly the game, like the OG game. So the thing about the CRT is the CRT adds this I guess air quote filter, even though it's not really a filter, but um, it adds this aesthetic that to me makes
yeah.
games look better. Versus, sometimes I think seeing a smooth Crash Bandicoot 1 being played like emulated, it's like it just looks weird. Like I need my scan lines and like that are built into the CRT. Like I just need some of these things because you make the game look too clear and you start to see all the imperfections and flaws
Yeah.
that they, used to use the CRT's lack of quality to hide those types of blemishes, and they come out real strong emulated. So yeah, I mean CRT to me it looks better, but realistically, you're getting the highest quality out of an emulation. And when you're not emulating, you do run into some frame drop issues, and you're kind of sacrificing being able to play it 100%, just like 60 FPS smooth, whatever. But I want to experience the game the way that those who bought it back then would have experienced it, and the way they come to think it's a masterpiece of a game or just a good game in general. And if they enjoyed it that way, then I can enjoy it that way, and I'll always enjoy it more that way. And I mean, yeah, that's really it. Emulation doesn't do it for me. I get overwhelmed with the idea that I can download absolutely any game I want. I game hop too much when I emulate, but when I go
Yeah,
out, I buy a game, I have the disc there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna play through this game. This is the game I have. It's that's just how that goes for me.
man, it's weird too with emulation. Like it like literally opens up too much. Like there's too
Yep.
much you can do with it. Literally, because then you have to be like, what do I actually want to play? Then when you have like an endless supply of games that you could play, you get fried.
Yep.
And you never will be able to figure it out. And you're sitting there with your dick in your hand, like, oh, what, no, the Game Boy Advance. You download like 20 Game Boy Advance games. You're like, oh, no, I don't feel like playing any of them.
Yeah. Or
A
you
Super
play
Nintendo.
you play one for 30 minutes and you're like, this is fun, but I want to check this game out real quick. And then
Yeah.
I want to check this game out real quick, and then you never come back to any of them. You end up downloading one because you're like, actually, let me find another one because it's just that's just the way it goes. So, kind of going back on the spending $450 or $500 on a Valkyrie profile on PS1, I feel like you emulate Valkyrie profile, you might enjoy it, but you're probably not really gonna finish it or play it as much as you think. You're just gonna be like, all right, yeah, I played it. Let me play another game. I feel like when you buy that game for $450, you're like, I'm playing this game all the way through. I've spent that much money. Now, Valkyrie profile, no matter what, I've never played the game. It is no game will ever be like this game's so good it's worth $450.
No, hell
Never, it's
no.
never how it goes. It's this game's really good. I'd love to have it in my collection. It's a very collectible and rare game. That's what it is. It's not this game's so good it should be this price. It's this game's really good, but and it's very expensive because of every other reason. Even though it being a good game really helps, there's still examples of games that aren't very good that are just very expensive because it's not common to be able to get your hands on an original copy of it. And that's okay. That's just the way it goes. And You can take the, if you want to go back and watch our pickups videos that we've uploaded so far, you'll see where there's the, two sides of collecting. There's the, let me try and get as many games as I can with like this $50
Yeah.
versus let me spend $50 on one game that I want, really bad type situation. And there's no wrong way of collecting. If you've got the money, spend it. If you don't have money to spend on the big games, there's plenty of great games out there, you know, in the $10 to $15 range, even less.
Yeah, there's tons,
So
man. Just look them up, man. Look
yeah,
up. There's like so many games. There's no way anybody listening to this played all the games that you could play.
yeah,
There's
no,
so many games that you're missing. I mean, there's like games that are only in Europe, only were released in Europe, only Japan games. You know, hell, if you're Japanese listening to this, I don't know how that would happen. There's only American games. There's games like in just like certain countries that you probably never even heard of, never played.
the
I'd
only
always
problem
keep
is
your
though
eye
is you
out.
got to import them and get a Japanese or European PlayStation, so that's just kind of,
Yeah, well, you know what?
and those are like hundreds of dollars, those systems. So
Yeah, well, that's what it means to be a gamer.
no,
All
that's,
right.
we're literally talking about trying to get the most bang for your buck when you don't have a lot of money. And it's like, well, go buy these games you never heard of and spend $150 on a system to play them and hope you like them. It's like, what the fuck are you saying? Realistically, what should be said is
What's
go
all
and
that?
find yourself a game such as Onimusha 1 on PS2 for $10. Great game. You'll probably enjoy it. Look for games like that. There's there's plenty of games out there like that, especially the bigger titles. A lot of like the Ratchet and Clanks and the Final Fantasies. There's just such an abundance of copies of those games that they don't hold value as much, and you'd be surprised. You'd think like, wow, well, you know, Sly Cooper is such a known series, and these games have got to be expensive, and it's like $15 for the first game, maybe $10.
Yeah.
So look out for those. They're everywhere, and if you want to splurge and get the $100 game, then go get the $100 game. I don't see a problem with that as long as you're not late on your bill payments. Spend your money how you want and enjoy it. I mean, get one life, man. Gotta spend it having some fun. And spending money's fun. Everybody can agree on that. As long as you're spending money on things you like.
Oh yeah, yeah, dude. Have you ever played Terranigma?
No.
Do you even know what it is?
No.
You know what Illusion of Gaia is?
Yeah, I've heard of it, but I don't know how it
Okay.
plays.
You know what Soul Blazer is?
Heard of it, don't know how it plays.
Well, they all play the same. I'm pretty sure. I never played Terranigma. I played the first two. They play like exactly the same. I mean, Illusion of Gaia just looks better. Like it's like better, obviously, than Terranigma is like the third one in the series. They're like a pseudo series because they play like exactly the same and by the same company. I think Terranigma, funnily enough, I think it was only released in Japan. I don't think it actually released over here. Um, which is probably why it's so expensive to buy. Um, those are games there that I think you should try to check out sometime. And those are games right there. I don't know. Is Soul Blazer on the Switch store for SNES? It might be. I can't
Uh,
remember.
I don't know, but the one thing I said, you have not answered.
What happened? What
I
I
said I
say?
don't know how they play. How do they play?
Oh, they play like okay. I'll give you the answer here. It's like okay. Well, at least with Soul Blazer, it's so it's like you're a character, and if they play kind of like Secret of Mana in a way,
Okay.
sort of, um, without like the weapon variety, but like you pretty much just attack enemies that come out of these portals, and like what you do, and then you like break the portals, sort of like Gauntlet, and it like stops enemies coming out. But like when you do that, it like when you break the portals, it unlocks parts of the level where like oh you broke the portal, now like a bridge appeared, or like now like this wall came down, or like
Is it a hack and slash?
no, it's not a
Oh,
hack and slash.
just an
It plays
action
exactly like
RPG.
Secret. It plays exactly like Secret Mana. Um, and then it has like world building elements where like you like at certain points in the levels where you like attack like the certain portals. I'm just gonna call them portals. I don't know what else to really call. it'll be like a house appears in the main hub, then like an NPC will appear, and then you have to like, keep going back to talk to NPCs, and you'll get like new weapons, like weapons that are like, oh, now you can like attack these portals. Now you do this. That's the
Mm,
first one. The second one is similar to where you like attack these portals and enemies. The second one's better though. Illusion of Gaia is what I mean by the second one. Just better in general. It's got a better story. It has a really dumb story element that I absolutely hated though. That made no sense. Where like, I swear to God, you're like a kid. You're like kids in the game. Like you're like 11, and like one of the kids like falls in love with like the fairy girl that like appears, but they like never interacted before on screen until that moment. And he's like all depressed about it. Then they're like, oh, we're in love with each other. Like, ah, dude, you guys have literally never interacted one time on screen at all. That's the only thing. That's really weird.
but I just get
But I
a
really want to play.
30-year-old game
What?
spoiled for me.
That's not a main thing. That's like a side character thing. Like, that is like you'll see it and you'll be like exactly like me. Like this is so
Yeah.
dumb. I do not care. Um, But I really want to play Terranigma, and I mainly just saying this because I think they should. I don't remember Illusion of Gaia being on the SNES store.
No, I don't think it
Um,
is. First of all,
Soul
there's no
Blazer
store
might
on the
be.
Switch for the SNES.
I'm just whatever the what, I don't know what it's called. What's it called? I forget what it's called. The collection library,
Yeah, I mean it's just the SNES, yeah, SNES
the
collection.
SNES emulation section. Um, I think Soul Blazer might be on there. But those are games that you should play. I don't know. I don't know if they're worth buying though, because they might be pretty up there in price.
Yeah, you gotta be careful with SNES games. Just they're not careful, but there are some very pricey SNES games.
Yeah. I don't know why I was thinking of Terranigma. I was probably just thinking about it because like it's a really short game that I could probably play and pick up, but I never played it before, and I've wanted to for a while now.
Yeah.
Sadly, I was probably thinking about it because I had to emulate Soul Blazer and Illusion of Gaia. Man, that sucked.
It, that reminds me of another tip. Just because we we've been diving into collecting pretty heavily in the last few months, and one thing that I can't stress enough is just there's a plethora of these videos out there. If pick a system you want to collect for, pick a handful of systems you want to collect for. Maybe go like PlayStation 2 and just look up best PlayStation 2 games or top 20 hidden gems, or just look up a bunch of PS2 games, and there's each video there's gonna be a handful that you never heard of. Then you can go, if they look interesting to you, add them to your wish list and go, have kind of a list of games you want to look out for. And obviously, use price charting, because hidden gems can also oftentimes cost a decent bit of money. So you want to be careful in that sense. But if you can just get a list together before going into, say, like a retro game store, or just really anywhere, that can really help, because sometimes you forget to look for certain games, and you come home and you're like, I didn't even look for that, and you never know if they're gonna have it. So definitely get a list together. That really helps. And app we use called Game Eye. Definitely highly recommend using that for just cataloging your
We're at the point.
games.
So Game Eyes used pretty much it like gives you a price of what your game's worth, but I don't really care about that. It's just kind of cool to look for. It's actually more just like an inventory slot is what
Yep.
it's for. Where I just bought this game, like put it in an inventory slot, because me and him both recently we've been collecting so many games recently. We go in and we're like, do we have this? Did I buy this game?
Yeah.
I bought this game, right? Like don't even know what we bought. We just like bought them like a month ago. Can't even remember.
It's something that you would never think would happen, because you're like, oh, I know what
No.
games I have. It's no big deal. But it's true that there's times where I'm like, I don't even remember owning this. And I can't remember quite exactly, but there was a game that I almost bought on PS3, and I'm like, holy crap! Like, I came home, I didn't buy it, but I came home, I was like, wait, I have it, and I can't remember off the top of my head what it was.
That was like just the other day, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just the other day, and I was like, man, that's kind of like, that's territory.
And what the hell was
Buying
that?
the
Oh, you
same
told me.
game twice.
I can't remember, man.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, I think it was Fallout New Vegas.
Huh.
I think it was Fallout New Vegas. I was like,
Might
holy
have been.
crap, I
That's
forgot I
there all
had
the time.
that. And I almost bought it. So, you definitely want to be careful. You're gonna know the games you have that are expensive. You're definitely gonna know that. You know, I'm
Oh
not
yeah.
not gonna be like, oh, do I need another copy of Wind Waker? No, I don't need another copy. But it's the like ten to $5 games or $15 games that you're like, now wait a minute, do I have this? Especially PS3 and Xbox 360 games. Um, that's one thing that even I had to double take the other day because I was like, I don't have Mortal Kombat 9, right? Like I know I don't, you know, and I had to like I opened up Game Eye and I was like, okay, well I didn't chart it, so because I was like I had it on 360 and I was like, could it just be in my closet and I just forgot about it, you know, type of situation. Luckily it was not. Well, luckily it wasn't because I bought it. You know, obviously I would love to already have a game that I was gonna buy, save myself the money, but it seems to never work that way. But yeah, so you know, um, off on the topic of emulating and if you collect and stuff, uh, definitely definitely try and make a list and kind of segue here. If you
What
are
the hell?
collecting in 2022, and if
Yeah.
you're just starting,
Yeah.
a lot of people say it's a bad time to start collecting, but there's really never a bad time to start collecting.
No, because all the prices are going to keep going up.
Yeah,
So
you gotta. There's like systems. There's systems that are regarded as like rough to collect for right now. Expect you know the obvious.
GameCube.
Yeah, GameCube and even like games like systems like Dreamcast and stuff. They're pretty rough to collect for. But right now, you can look at like I picked up Pikmin today for 70. You can look at a game like that 2 years from now and be like, it could be like 130, and you're thinking like,
Yeah.
man, it used to only be $70. It's like, but you go in like, man, it's $70. It used to only be $40. You know, that's how it goes. You look back and you're like, I should have grabbed it at 70, even though I thought it was a high price, because now it's double. So it's really never a bad time to start collecting, because I haven't seen game values go down anytime recently. So you know, just buy the games you want. You know, just if you can afford them, don't let anyone tell you like, man, I wouldn't spend $100 on a game. That's stupid. If you want it, go buy it.
Oh,
You know, who cares,
like
man?
those cringe
Yeah,
lords.
who cares? You know, just don't tell your significant other or your mom. You might get in trouble there. You know, that might be a
Yeah,
little
don't tell
embarrassing
them.
to admit what you
Don't tell
spent
them you
on a
spent
game.
$250 on one game.
Yeah, but you know, it collecting's just supposed to be enjoyable, and if you're starting out now, go for it. Don't be discouraged. If you've been collecting for a while and you've got a pretty good library of games, then you've probably paid some low prices for them, and congratulations for getting ahead of the curve. Because man, it's one of those things that if only I had a time machine, go back and buy some of these games that when they released, no one knew about them. Pay release price, and now they're hundreds upon hundreds of dollars. Uh,
If I had a time machine, I would go back and punch myself in the face when my dad asked me if I wanted to sell my games at the yard sale.
yeah.
Knock my little ass out.
Yep.
And I would say no. No,
Yep.
I don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. That's another thing. If you are gonna collect, try your best to not sell anything.
Yeah.
If you want to do trades and if you want to sell stuff to pick up another game, go ahead. But
And if you are going to sell them to us.
honestly, sell them to people you know. Try and avoid taking them into these shops that have to turn a profit on them, so they're only giving you 60 to 50% of what the game's worth. Because trust me, there's people out there. I mean, if they're gonna come into the store and buy a game for $100 that store gave you 50 for, you could have just sold it to them for $100. You just
Yeah.
you'll find the people. For example, got a friend of mine. I kept telling him, I was like, let me know when you're selling Grandia on PS1. Let me know. I'll give you $100. You know. Sure enough, I walk in and I see his copy traded in, and I know it was his. I messaged him like, "You traded in Grandia?" He's like, "Yeah, I did. I traded it in, a bunch of games to get a gaming PC." Sure enough, he got probably $60 on trade for it. I spent 100 on it and took it for myself, and he missed out on $40 because he just didn't tell me. Even when I told him.
He's a
So
fucking idiot.
you just gotta be careful, or people, what you have, and the cost of what you have, shouldn't go down just because of the way you're selling it. Use Facebook Marketplace, use eBay. I know eBay fees happen, but you're still probably gonna get more than trading it into a local shop.
Oh, like E-boy.
Huh?
E-boy.
What about it? What is eBoy?
Like the opposite of an E-girl.
What's that to do with eBay?
A lot of E-boys on eBay.
Well, are you buying? Or is that no buys?
Shut the hell up. Keep talking.
You can't.
I'm not buying E-boys on eBay.
Okay. See, Okay, this is the first episode. Let me give you a rundown.
What I do?
Let me give you a rundown of what happens.
Wait a minute here.
We got Ryder.
That's me.
I'm about to leak his last name. We got Ryder Cock. And
Not even funny. Shut up. Why am I laughing?
So he loves to do this thing where he
Ray Dick
makes a bad joke, right? He does this like whole thing where it's like ketchup, more like catch down, right? He does that stuff, right? He loves doing that. But if you play along with it, it's like you play along with it and he's like, okay, quit being an idiot. Like, come on, man. Like, quit being dumb. When it's like he literally starts it with the dumbest, like, forced joke. Then you're like, oh, you buying boys on eBoy? And he's like, shut up. Get this stupid. Quit talking about this. It's like, what? I wouldn't have talked about it if you didn't bring it up.
I didn't bring up buying E-boys on eBay.
I said, what's E-boys have to do with eBay? And you said, buying E-boys on eBay.
Oh, I guess I did bring it up.
Literally what you said. So I said, are you buying?
I'm not, but I don't know. Do they sell them there?
No, they don't. That's
more
human
like
trafficking.
Craigslist thing. Don't they have like Craigslist? Like, can't you like buy E-boys on Craigslist?
You can buy e-girls on egirl.com.
Like a real website?
Yeah, that you can pay for. Like, if you wanted to play, like, you know how you're like really good at Dota, you could.
Yeah.
I can't even like say that. If you're like really good at Dota, you can go on to e-girls, find the Dota section, and you pay girls to play with you. Not. I'm.
And now can you? now okay. Now wait a minute here. Okay, so you can pay to play with you.
Be careful what we're saying here. We gotta be careful. All right, let's not. We're not.
Can you pay?
Those types
can
of
you
people.
pay? Can you pay for a little couch co-op action if you get what I'm saying here, brother? You know what I'm saying here?
That might be the cringiest, god awful way to phrase it for, like, you want to talk about the absolute biggest gaming nerd way of saying it, like, why don't you come back to my place and do a little couch co-op? That might be the worst. That might be the worst way I've ever heard. Like, do you want to come over to my house and have sex?
Dude, I wasn't saying that, man. I was being sincere here. I meant some honest to God, just like sit down with, pay these e-girls to come over and play some Pac-Man Fever, Like,
you'd have to like, be in real life. You'd have to find girls and ask them. You don't pay for them. Brother, if you're paying for a girl to come play Pac-Man Fever, I think it's about time to pull out the old shoddy.
Have you ever played Pac-Man Fever, bro?
Want a transition? No, I haven't played.
You know who's in Pac-Man Fever? Heihachi from Tekken.
Oh, really? What?
How you say his name? Heihachi?
Hitachi?
Hitachi?
I don't know. I never played Tekken.
Hitachi?
I think it's called Dead Franchise. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Tekken Tag Tournament 3.
I mean, I played Tekken, but not legit. Like, really played it. Kind of more of a them's fighting herds kind of guy.
If, like, they were like dispensers, like the Tekken characters were dispensers. It'd be like Pezkin, you know. Um, I don't even know where I'm going with that one. Yeah, you play this like, but you can play this. It's like it has like the characters on Pac-Man Fever. I don't know why it's called Pac-Man Fever, not Namco Fever, because there's Namco characters, and one of them's like a Hachi, and then it's got Pac-Man, and it's got like Miss Pac-Man. And then there's like some like Ninja Girl, and there's some like black dude with an afro. I don't remember. I don't remember what his name is. Pac-Man Fever is a game you should buy if you see it, brother. If you see it for like $1, pick it up.
Sorry, I'm on life support after that
Wow, what
horrible
happened?
joke.
The Peskin
We're trying to
joke?
recover, if you don't
What the
mind.
Peskin joke? I
If you
don't
don't
see a
mind, I'm
problem with
trying to
it.
recover.
But do you get what I'm saying? Pez dispenser. You ever eat a Pez dispenser?
I've never eaten the fucking dispenser. I've eaten the Pez out of them. Christ. I've eaten the whole dispenser. What's,
It's like
what's wrong with
edible
you?
Pez dispensers. When you're like, you eat all the Pez, you get hungry. I'm just gonna take a bite of the
I got,
head.
I got, you know,
Bite his head off.
I have a cell from Dragon Ball, Pez dispenser. Don't make a shitty joke. Just trying to get by. I'm just trying to tell the story. I have a cell Pez dispenser that came out of a mystery box of Dragon Ball stuff that was at GameStop. And you know, I'm not opening it. I don't care about Pez that much. I'm not gonna eat them. So I'm like, I'll keep it like closed for collector's reasons. You know, air quotes. My niece comes in and she goes, I like Pez. You know, she's like, can I have that? Can I have that Pez dispenser? I was like, oh no, you know, I'm keeping it. I'm not opening it. You know, just to have it as a collector. And she goes, well, can I at least get the Pez out? I'm like, do you not understand? Like, what? Where's the like? It's just funny in like a 7-year-old's mind. They're like, okay, well, I'm not opening it. Well, can I get the Pez out at least? It's like what? It's like weird to think about. It's like, can I eat the
Maybe
one
if you have,
thing
like,
that's in there that makes it not complete?
is there an actual Pez, like Pez candies in there?
I mean, the way Pez dispensers work is you get the dispenser, and then next to it is the Pez that you put into the dispenser. Like they're
Why the
separated.
hell? What is the point of what's the whole point of a Pez dispenser? You know
I,
what I mean?
I can
Like,
tell you what it is. It's to pinch your fucking tongue. You know how many
so you stop
times
eating?
I've pinched my tongue in a Pez dispenser?
But
It's like
like,
I'm making out with it or something. I don't
all
know.
right, I want to say with all sincerity, do not laugh. I am a fat man. I am an extremely fat man, and as a fat man, I do indeed like some candy. My fat ass, like 10-year-old self, will not take the fucking time to put the Pez in the dispenser just to eat it.
I
Those
know.
Pez are coming out of the packages and going into my fucking mouth as
Man,
soon as possible.
and you know the Pez weren't easy to pull out of the dispensers.
No, they
Like
weren't.
realistically. And like if you're yeah, Pez dispensers are weird because Pez dispensers have become like the most collectible candy. Like because like people collect them for like the dispenser. And it's just so weird because I had these Star Wars Pez dispensers I got for Christmas a long time ago. It was like 8
Yeah.
Star Wars Pez dispensers. It was like this big
Yeah.
box. And of course, I ripped them up and ate them. You know,
Damn
whatever.
right. Oh yeah.
I saw that same box going on eBay for like $300.
What the hell?
Yeah, it was weird. Cause like a Star Wars Pez, there's like things where it's like anything Star Wars and like you know maybe even Spider-Man, Batman, like some things that just it's like well you got an original Pez from this movie release, Sonic Pez. I wonder if they still make Pez dispensers.
I don't know. That's what I wonder. I like.
I have to.
I don't know. I haven't seen them. I mean, I haven't been looking at candy.
I haven't, dude. I ain't looking for Pez.
No, I ain't looking for the Pez dispenser.
Where even do they
thing.
keep the Pez in the store?
They might be dead, dude. That might be a
Might
product
be
of a
dead.
bygone era.
That's bad.
Shut the hell up.
I'm sorry.
Shut
I would
the
like
hell
to
up.
apologize.
Do you ever get like those like candy cigarettes as a kid?
Yes. Yep. I
You're,
got
like
the
sitting around with your friends. Look, we're smoking. We're adults.
yeah the chalky ones, the chalk candy type cigarettes.
Yeah, pretty much like you eat chalk.
I used to get those and the bubblegum ones.
They should have had like an adult section where it's like, oh, you got the candy cigarettes, and you got like a candy coffee mug that's like candy coffee, so you can feel like an adult sitting around and smoking cigarettes,
No,
drinking coffee.
I gotta tell the story. It's a short story. Speaking of that, Ryder stays the night. You know, we hang out, we do it. Not do it, but we hang out. We. I don't know why. I don't know. I
Why'd
just
you say
meant
it like
like
that?
I just meant like
We
we do
do
it. Like
it.
we do hang out. Like he come like we do interact
We
in
do it.
person. Like we do
Yeah.
that. You know.
We
So
ain't doing the old in and out here.
we're doing couch co-op, playing Sly.
I mean, we're
So
doing floor co-op most of the time.
so he comes over and we have passionate sex, but so um I have no idea where this story. Oh yeah, I forgot where the story was going. He comes over, right? And in the morning, sometimes I drink coffee. It's not too often, but I woke up. I was like, I want coffee. I'm like, I come in, I sit down, I start sipping the coffee, and he just goes, "You're an adult." I was like, "What?" It's like, "You're an adult. You're drinking coffee," and I was like, "What?" I was like, I didn't know that like you're not an adult until you've had your first cup of coffee.
So
Like,
I'm not an adult yet.
not
I'm still a
beer,
kid.
not beer. Have you ever tried coffee?
I think I tried once when I was like, it was like right before class. I was sitting in the car with my grandma, dropped me off. She gave me a sip of her coffee. It was black though. It was
Yeah,
nothing
see,
in
I
it.
don't like bland coffee. I think if you came over and I made you coffee the way I like it, I think you wouldn't hate it. I'm not saying you would, because I don't even drink it a lot, but I think you'd be like, yeah, okay, that's better than, black coffee, straight up, bland. I can't do that. I've never been able to. I kind of envy the people that can because, I mean, it's like
Cheaper.
the easiest way to go. I mean, you
Oh
fill your
yeah, it's not
coffee
really
cup
make it
up and
later
you
in life like
leave.
that.
You're not worrying about like how many spoons of sugar and how much creamer. You're just black coffee. Drink it that way.
I would like 20 spoons of sugar and 30 things of creamer in my coffee, please.
That's called death. Unless you're taking half a sip. Dear God.
I'll drink it down like a water bottle.
That that dude.
I
I
don't even know what that
there's
means.
there's people that drink coffee with their meals, and I think it's so weird. The last thing I want if I'm eating like a cheeseburger, I don't want a warm drink of any kind to go with it. I
Like
don't want hot chocolate.
like
I don't want,
yeah, no.
I want a normal water, soda, tea, not a warm drink. That's so
Let's be
bizarre
honest
to me.
here, too. Like if you're getting like a hamburger or hot dog, like, imagine if you're like sitting there with like a cup of milk. That's like that
There's
would be
people
horrible
that probably
too.
do it. You know there are.
That'd be horrible.
There's
Washing down a
definitely
hot dog with milk. Ugh.
It's like a Limp Bizkit album in the making.
Washing down a
Honest
hot
God.
dog with milk.
Honest to God, that's horrible. Yeah, there's definitely some food
I'm not a
combinations
big
that don't
I'm not a
work.
big milk guy in general when it
Yep,
comes to plain
me
milk in a
either.
cup. Now, I mean, I eat cereal every day, and I mean, like,
Now
I use
here's
milk for other things, whatever, like mac and cheese. I don't know if that counts,
here's
but
something.
uh,
You said you eat a lot of cereal. Have you
yeah,
ever
every
been
day.
like so thirsty, but like you're eating cereal, but you're like really thirsty that you have like a drink with your cereal?
No,
I've legitimately had the point where like I have like a glass of water because I'm just so thirsty that in between bites I just need to drink something so bad that I'll have like water. I never went like soda or tea, like nothing really flavorful. But man, it's so weird because I don't drink the milk in my cereal. I don't do that.
oh, I do that. That's different. It's different.
But I
Than a
don't
cup
eat
of milk, in my
cereal.
opinion.
I can't remember the last time I had a bowl of cereal. I'll be completely honest.
I remember me. It was this morning.
Yeah, definitely not a cereal guy.
What the hell did I eat? I don't know. What cereal did I? Oh, I opened up a Honey Bunches of
Bootios.
Oats vanilla. It's a vanilla. It's the one with vanilla in it.
Uh huh. Vanilla Ice guest stars in it.
I don't know what it is. It's just like vanilla flake things that taste like vanilla. I don't know. The other one was roasted, and I was like, I'll eat the vanilla one first.
Mm.
We also got a box of frosted. They've been going to the the one store that sells like the big boxes. You know, that's why I
Yeah.
showed you that picture of Cheez-Its where they got the big ass boxes.
What was that, like Sam's
Um,
Club?
yeah, that's exactly where I
Oh,
was.
okay.
um, but they got like a big box of Frosted Flakes. It's like just two big bags put together. So there's like a bag up there that got some Cocoa Pebbles. Um, man, I, I'll be honest. I made an omelet the other day when they went on vacation. The family went on vacation. Quick story there. That was the end of the story. They went on vacation. So I was home and we just had Easter, so we had a big old ham, had some
Yeah.
ham and all that crap and all that. There's a lot of leftover ham, and I'm like, you know what, dude? I'm doing something I never did before. I'm cooking for myself for breakfast. And then so I made a big old omelet with like cut up like ham out of the ham,
Yeah.
put it in there. Number one, I forgot how to make an omelet. I was like,
Dude, I'll
do I
be honest,
flip
I
the
don't think
omelet?
I could fold it properly. I'll be
I'm like sitting
100%
here, I'm like,
honest.
do I flip the omelet? I cannot remember if I flipped the omelet. Do I flip the omelet? And to be honest, I don't know if you flip it because I was like, I went to flip it and like it was all flapped up, and I'm like, dude, this is gonna like fall apart if I flip it. So I just put it back down, like whatever. So I cooked it. I didn't flip it. But I put the ham in, put the cheese in. It wasn't like the most pretty looking omelet, but it
Yeah.
was, oh, man, was that good?
I would like to
So good.
preface that we are adults. It might not. It might not seem
I'm
like it.
25.
It might, I'm 24. It might not seem like it, but we are adults.
I am 25, right?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, okay. I
Yeah.
keep forgetting, man. If
Yeah.
somebody asks me my age, I'm like, dude, I don't even know anymore. What the hell? I
Yeah.
don't know what happened after 21. Just blur. It's
Man,
gone.
last topic before we end the pod.
Oh yeah.
Can we talk about people that think once you become an
Order our
adult,
patties.
you're just like your games are for kids. No
Oh
more
my god.
games. Can't play games.
Uh,
That's for
okay, I
kids.
love this topic.
What a stupid mindset. It's like, well, now that I have a job and bills to pay, I must no
Not
longer
fun
have
around
fun.
ever again. No more fun. I'll just have to suffer. I'll have to sit here on my job
I'm a
and just
slave to the
suffer for the
system.
rest of my life until I'm dead.
Yeah,
Sweet dude.
slave to the
Blast.
system.
What a great life you're leading, brother.
It's just, it's just like, I'll tell a quick story about really what made me understand or come to the understanding that there's people like this that exist. Graduated high school, and shortly after high school, Pokemon Go came out. And Pokemon Go was a huge craze when it first came out. Well, everyone was posting about it on social medias. And an old friend of mine, he was like, it was like he shared a picture, said like, if you're not playing Pokemon Go, then what are you doing, for your fun time or whatever? And
Yeah.
his comment to it was like, no, I'm not playing Pokemon Go. I have a real job. Like basically just trying to say like I'm too mature. I'm too good to play your kitty games, and it was enough to make me just like unfriend the person. I was like, man, you're just miserable. You're just a miserable person. You look at like, that's why I love YouTube channels like Metal Jesus and Happy Console Gamer, because these people are 40 plus years old and their love for video games is like no other, and they've been there from the start of video games,
Hell yeah.
and they still love them. And you got these people that are like, yeah, I played Call of Duty in high school, but then I got a job and I like quit playing games. It's like, man, you never even played games, to be honest. Like, it's just the whole, yeah, become an adult, have no fun. I cannot understand it.
It's actually more depressing in general because, like, man, it must just suck. Like, your job must suck so bad that you can't find any enjoyment anymore. Where you're just your whole entire existence is just wake up,
Yep.
get ready for work, go to work, come home, sleep, do the same thing over and over again.
And I bet those people that do that and bash people that play games because they're too much of an adult, I bet they come home, kick their shoes off, and start watching TV. Why are you not like? Why? How come TV is generally considered like like, oh, if you consume TV, that's completely normal, and you know that's what everybody does.
I have
But as soon
no
as it's
clue.
video games, it's like video games are for kids. It's really weird how that comes, because all a video game is a movie that you're actually playing, like you're having,
Yeah, pretty much.
or a show that you're interacting with. So I don't know. It's really weird. Maybe instead of collecting games and playing games, I'll start collecting newspapers or something. So I'll start collecting a retirement plan.
I'm gonna start collecting pins.
Yeah,
All types
and
of pins.
that's another thing. I love the idea
Yes.
of just collecting things, not hoarding things, but collecting things. Where people
So
find
you're
some,
not like my grandma who's kept all my papers from school, like elementary school and
a
stuff.
lot of grandparents and parents do that.
What's
Honestly,
crap? Get rid of the shit. It's taking up space. Get rid of it.
I more so mean collecting, like, people collect anything, and I think it's really cool because where I collect video games and video game related memorabilia stuff, there's people that collect like Hot Wheels and wrestling figures and mason jars, and, like, just this weird stuff. And I'm just all for collecting in general, and I don't want anyone to ever say, like, "Oh, grow up and quit collecting Transformers." Like, I never liked Transformers, but it doesn't matter to me. If you like collecting it, who are you hurting? And it's a fun thing to do, because my girlfriend used to work at a store, and there was these 30-plus-year-old men that would come over and, like, wait for the Hot Wheels section to be restocked so they could snag the ones they wanted. And it's like, man, there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, you can always push it too far, but
Hot Wheels.
yeah. Like, am I gonna collect Hot Wheels? No. But if you like collecting Hot Wheels, then you collect your Hot Wheels. And I tell you what,
Matchbox.
you collecting Hot Wheels is a lot cheaper than me collecting games. So really, I can't say anything. You can get a Hot Wheel for what, for $2-3?
Yeah.
You can get a game for $2-3, but all Hot Wheels are $2 to $3, new off the shelf, where games are not. So I can't argue that. That's for sure.
Yeah, so for sure.
But yeah, I guess that'll do it for the first
Is that the
episode.
end of the Two Bro Gamers podcast?
Yes, it sure is. And
Well,
as this video comes to a close, make sure to subscribe and whatnot if you're new here. And we're gonna try and do these weekly. I'm not promising anything. We'll see what happens. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to commit and promise anything, because that's when it all falls apart. But nonetheless, definitely appreciate anybody who's listening.
Yeah, thank you guys. Tune in next week where I show you the character of Beggar Man. I'll bring him on the podcast.
If you bring Beggar Man on, I'm literally gonna strangle you. I'm telling you right now, if Beggar Man makes an appearance, Beggar Man's never appearing on Life again.
What's wrong with Beggar Man?
Listen, I'll promise you, Beggar Man will not be there. And if it is, we'll have problems. I'll take it up with upper management.
Whatever, we're hopping off.
Yeah, alright, peace.
See you, dudes.